I've known more than one person that has lost their marbles from doing too many psychedelics.
I started getting unraveled.
It's not
Yeah.
uncommon,
Yeah.
right? Do you know people that have kind of like blown fuse?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I get the occasional email from people who have really gone around the bend smoking too much DMT.
There's people, I think, that have a tendency towards a type of paranoid schizophrenia that maybe they kind of have it under control, or maybe it's mild. You know, they just have some weird paranoias about certain things. I've seen a few people do too many psychedelics, and then now they're in fantasy land.
Yeah, I kind of wonder about the risk of increased accessibility.
I do.
Yeah, because you could prepare, you can screen, and still people have adverse effects. And in the wild, in the field, I think we're just going to have a revisiting of the problems in the 60s with all of those hospitalizations and things.
I don't think there's any doubt. The real question is, how many of those people were on that path already? Like, what is that whole process of someone becoming mentally ill? Because I've seen it happen, but I'm not exactly sure what's causing it. What makes people? I've seen people go down, and they just become different people.
Well, I think it's a case of people being vulnerable. They've got a susceptibility in their genes, and they just may also be susceptible because of their lives. They may be doing other drugs, drinking a lot in really unstable relationships, or they, and they also, might have a, tendency genetically. Let's say one of their parents was bipolar or schizophrenic. So it's a major trauma. I mean, it's a psychological, trauma to have a huge trip, right?
Yeah.
Good trauma, bad trauma, but it's really a shift. And if you're not equipped, I think it could kind of fracture a thin veneer of normality.
Yeah, it's almost like they're interfacing at the wrong. They're not like quite getting like there's a reality port, and then there's like a neighboring port, where they're getting, it's like they can pay their taxes, they can drive their cars, they can answer emails, but they think that there's some crazy mind control experiment at the head of, it's just one of those weird ones where people just, they just start believing that the whole world's out to get them, and the government's trying to track them down, and there's a chip in my brain.